Everybody, welcome into another edition of the Coach Ernie Willingham Show. We're here on campus in Collinsville, Alabama, and this show is brought to you by Arnold Heating and Cooling. If you guys need any heating and cooling needs, please reach out to Arnold Heating and Cooling. You guys know who that is, the legendary T-Fur from right here in Collinsville, Alabama. Coach, last week, you played a very tough opponent, a good opponent to get you ready for the playoffs in Valley Head. You took a trip up there and came out with a 27-22 victory. You had a double-digit lead on them, and they came back late, so to speak. But just take us back to last Friday night and what that looked like.
I tell you what, they played hard. They had a little motivation. They came down here last year 9-0, and we beat them, and I think they had some celebrations already planned, and Coach Hammond had them jacked up. And they played really good, and they got a great offensive line and a good plan. They kept the ball away from us. We scored first and then held them. And I think we scored again. No, we did not. We scored and missed the extra point, and then they scored and went for two, and we held them, so it's 6-6. And then we scored a couple more times before half. We'd score pretty quick when we get the ball, make a couple of big plays and things like that. Mason McIntyre played really good. He threw the ball good. He threw for 4 touchdown passes. Gavin Lane caught it good. Quintavious Rogers caught some passes. Kyler Bean. Some guys played really good. And offensive line blocked good. Matter of fact, I've been talking about Mason in the backfield not getting sacked and, been real clean. And I think he was sacked. I think it's the first time all year. They sacked him at the end of the game. At the end of the game one time in the fourth quarter. And if I'm not mistaken, that's the first time he's been sacked all year.
You played some competition.
And we played Fife and Pisgah, some of them guys. So we've done a good job protecting him. But we were ahead 21-6 at halftime. And then they scored and went for 2. And we scored pretty quick after that. We scored and made it 27 to 14, I'm sorry. They were 14. Made it 27-14. And they scored late. They had the ball late. And scored a touchdown with about 4 minutes left, and then we ran the clock out.
Coach, heading into these playoffs, how important is it to play a quality opponent right there at the end to get your guys dialed in? Sometimes it's better to see some stuff on film to go ahead and get it taken care of.
I tell you what, we didn't play bad. Everybody talked about everybody's thinking you should win this and you should play, they're 1A and all that kind of stuff. But they've got a good team, and they have a good plan. But winning a close game like that is good for us. We haven't been in a close game all year. We either won by a pretty good margin or we lost by a pretty good margin. So just knowing we can win a close game, it should be confidence on down the road.
Coach, when you look at this first round opponent at Southeastern, it's strange because a lot of people, including myself, I haven't seen enough from that region to know in depth about them. I just see the numbers and their common opponents, things like that. But what have you seen from these guys on film?
They do a good job. They got a running back that's really, really good. That's the key. The running back's the key.
Gotcha.
Number 20, he runs it. When he's in the backfield, they primarily run. They split him out, throw to him. And, we're going to do our best not to let him beat us. And the little quarterback's good. A lot of people we play, when they pass, they straight drop back, and they try to stay in the pocket. So we try to, rush from outside, and we do some little games up the middle. But this cat rolls out. And he's a good runner, too. And almost all their passes are sprint out, so we got to do a good job on the edge with that. Their defense is big. They're not real fast, but they're kind of well coached, and they stay in position. Big, strong linebackers, big, strong linemen, So we've got our work cut out for us. We need to be able to be kind of explosive when we get the ball, if we can, and use our speed. We're faster than they are, so we got to be able to take advantage of that.
If I'm not mistaken, their only loss in region play this year was the Locust Fort, correct?
Yeah.
And Locust Fort's average. They're the
Locust Fort's beating everybody.
I think they got the highest point or the top 2 or 3 point differential in the state. They're beating people by over 40 points a game.
Yeah, I think they've just scored under 50 once or something like that. And I don't think anybody scored over 10, but maybe once or twice. They're
averaging 54 a game.
Okay.
Offensively.
Yeah.
So their point differential's over 40.
And winning that game a couple of weeks ago is good. We're going to Southeastern instead of Locals Fork, but we can't just go down there and roll our helmet out and expect to win because Southeastern's got a good team and they play really hard.
That's right.
Play really hard. They're physical, and then they're not going to roll over no matter what the score is. And they're really well coached. Coach Bird has been there for, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's been there 6 or 8 years, maybe 8. And they do a really good job with those guys.
Coach, what is it about your region? And I know a lot of people across the state obviously knows this region is one of the toughest in 2A, but just week in and week out, preparing you for playoffs and in these situations. You can't sleepwalk through your region. Each and every week you get beat. But when you get into the playoffs, that's when this region pays off. It
has in the past. We played some a few years. The last time we were had a chance. We didn't really have a chance in the playoffs last year. We were too young.
Gotcha.
We snuck in and snuck up on a lot of people on our schedule. We didn't sneak up on nobody this year.
Yeah, right.
And I think we deserve to be where we're at in the playoffs. But we like you said, we have played some good teams, and we played some people that can really fight back. So we ought to be ready for most anything they can throw at us.
Mason's is going to be one of the keys to this, keeping him upright, which you guys have done. And have you seen him develop since being an 8th grade starter to now? And just as his career is developing here at Collinsville, how awesome is it to see such a bright young star here?
He does a good job. He's such a good kid too, and he's happy when everybody else. He just as soon hand it off to somebody else to get a touchdown as him run one or throw one himself. So and everybody kind of respects that about him. They know he's all for the team and that kind of stuff. But athletically, he's really come on. He's got bigger and stronger, and he was a weapon last year, mostly throwing. But this year we've run him a little bit more as of late. We didn't have to run him much early in the year, but he's a weapon.
Your defense has come on. We had Coach Condi on last week, and they've definitely stepped up at this time of the year. But on these playoff games, it's the utmost importance to have a good defense.
Yeah, we can't let them have. The defense didn't play bad last week. We held them to 22 points. So that should be enough. But they're on the field. I didn't look at the time of possession, but they had one drive that was 22 plays and over 10 minutes. And I started thinking about 22 plays. That's 7 third down conversions and 1 fourth down conversion on the same drive. So, and I think a couple of those were 4th down conversions, more than one. But
that's incredible.
Yeah, it's incredible, and they kept the ball away from us, and the big line just kind of watered us down, and they'd push and pull the pile some, and they'd get 3 and go for it on 4th down, and they did a good job. So, but I'm saying our defense didn't play really bad.
Yeah.
They just had a good plan against us, and we just got to keep getting better, and we have got better. Our defense got better every week, and our young skill guys got better every week. Our lines got better every week, and we hope that pays off in the play. I hope we're good enough. Hope we're good enough this week against Southeastern, and if we keep going down the road, hope we're good enough then. We're just trying to get better.
That's good. Any final thoughts heading into this playoff game, or anything the fans need to know? Or it's supposed to rain Friday, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's what they are. And this is Monday, and the game's supposed to be Friday at 7:00. But our athletic director and their athletic director, they're still watching the weather, and they're trying to decide. I don't know if the state would even let us change it this date, but they're supposed to talk this afternoon again about bumping it to Thursday.
Yeah, because of weather.
Because of weather. Yes.
Hey, if that happens, there may be a lot of teams start moving. Because
I'm not sure. See, the state, you have to have all that stuff in by Saturday morning in the playoffs, and I'm not sure the state's going to let a lot of people start bumping that. But
I know some teams is scheduled Thursday.
Right. They sent out a thing. You had to agree to play on Thursday, and neither one of us really wanted to play on Thursday, so we scheduled it for Friday. And since then, last weekend, the weather looked like it was only about 10% chance of rain, and now yesterday they started showing 70% chance of rain.
That's what I say.
So that makes things a little different.
You got that right. From a ball control standpoint, that's as bad as it gets. 70% chance of rain. So is that anything else, Coach, you got to mention?
Can't think of anything. I just appreciate everything y'all do.
I appreciate you, Coach. And that's going to do it for this edition of the Ernie Willingham Show. We are in the playoffs now, so each and every week that the Collinsville Panthers win, we'll continue to be here. And God willing, we'll see you guys again next week. Thank you.
Thank you.